Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to you all students. Yes, today we are going to start a new chapter from Honeydew textbook. Chapter number 5, The Summit written by H.P.S. Ahluwalia. H.P.S. Ahluwalia is the author of this chapter, The Summit Within. Yes, as we are going through the chapter, now listen here. The summit, which means the top of the hill or mountain, and within, which means inside. So here, top of hill or mountain, not only the mountain top we can talk about, this author is talking about the highest goal, the top of the goal which a human being want to achieve, which is everyone having their inside what we can say, inside our mind and everything inside our soul, what we are thinking to achieve in our life is we are going to learn through this chapter, through the author, we can say H.P.S. Ahluwalia's own experience, we can say. Yes, let us know something about that is H.P.S. Ahluwalia. He is H.P.S. Ahluwalia, and let us see about the introduction about him. Haripal Singh, H.P.S., that is Haripal Singh Ahluwalia, was born on 6th November 1936, and he is alive, and he is an Indian mountaineer, author, social worker, and a retired Indian Army officer. He is an Indian Army officer, retired, and during his career he has made contributions in the fields of adventure, sports, environment, disability, and social work. In all these fields he has worked, and not only that, a tragedy has happened to him in his life, that is during the Indo-Pakistani War of 1965. During the Indo-Pakistani War of 1965, he suffered a bullet injury to his spine, and which resulted in his confinement to a wheelchair. That means throughout that he will be on the wheelchair after that. And presently he is the chairman of Indian Spinal Injuries Center. Presently now he is in the chairman of Indian Spinal Injury Center, in that he was in the position of a chairman, and he was written 13 books. He has written how many books? He has written 13 books and has produced an award-winning serial. He was also awarded for the serial and Beyond Himalaya, which has been telecasted all over the world on Discovery and National Geographic channels. So it has been telecasted on the Discovery, National Geographic, and everything. So here we can see he was a member of the first team which was conquered in the Mount Everest in 1965, the same year. So how he was proud to be. And see here, he was awarded with the Padma Bhushan Award in 2002. He was also awarded the prestigious award in 2002. And he won the Tenzing Norway National Adventure Award for the lifetime achievement. For lifetime achievement, he was awarded which award? Tenzing Norway National Adventure Award for lifetime achievement on 29 August 2005. Very recently, he has awarded with that. And even after climbing the Mount Everest, he had a question in his mind. After climbing so much, we can say very highest peak, we can see Mount Everest is one of the highest mountain we know. So that after climbing that also, what arising in his mind, that why he has climbed the Everest, that we are going to see through this chapter. And let us know the summary of the chapter first before we move on in detail with the chapter. Yes. So here you can see the summary. Yes, the author as well as the narrator of the chapter is Major H.P.S. Ahluwalia. And the author here describes his experiences and feelings standing on Mount Everest. When he was standing on Mount Everest, what he was feeling, what was his experience, he is going to talk in this chapter. And Major Ahluwalia was a member of the Indian expedition to Mount Everest. And it was the first successful expedition and took place in 1965. It was the first took place in 1965 and they were successful in conquering that, climbing the Mount Everest. So he was too tired physically when he reached the Everest. Physically he was tired as he was also injured himself. We can see the bullet when the war was happened and still he was what? Physically tired, he was studying. And he felt humbled, joyful and also sad at the same time. His feeling was like overwhelmed with joy, sad, mixed feeling we can say. All the feeling was come in one way like that. And at the same time also he was very thankful to God. So whenever we have done something or whenever we achieve something, we not only thanks whatever kinds we can say that our parents and anybody who had helped you, we also thank God for what you have achieved. So like that, here Major also is thanking the God when he was standing on the summit of the mountain. So here, after climbing the Everest, he concluded that to climb a summit, a person requires endurance which means bearing the pain. So, after climbing the Everest, he concluded that to climb a summit, top of the hill or a mountain, a person requires endurance, persistence and willpower. Endurance is bearing pain. Whatever pain comes when we do something, when we want to achieve something, bearing that pain. Persistence to be on the same we can say opinion even the difficulty comes, and willpower is a strong determination. Is a strong determination, and what happens if these three qualities are there, we can achieve anything like that. This Major H.P.S. Ahluwalia is concluding after climbing the mountain. So here he further says that he loves the mountains and has a strong urge to climb them. So what he was saying, he loves the mountain. From the childhood days he has an admiration to the mountains, and he was saying that he loves the mountain and has a strong urge, that is a strong wish to climb the mountain from the childhood days. So the obstacles in climbing the mountains, the obstacles, that is the obstacles we can say the heart, the working of the heart when we do something, when any burden we can say that which comes when we do something, and overcoming that and doing something is the achievement which we achieve from that. We will get very much success and happiness from that, or wealth. So here, so the obstacles in climbing the mountains attracted him. So he was not want the achievement or success just like that. He wants some achievement in such a way that he has done so much of hard work in that. And so he also says that after looking down from the peak of Mount Everest, he could see that he felt that all the effort was worth it. So what happened? Whatever efforts he has put in that when he was climbing the mountain, all was worth it. All was success. And because when he was standing on the mountain and seeing the whole wide area, he could see he could sense the success in that. And see, according to him, we all have a peak inside. So not only he is saying about himself, he is saying that like me, all of us having a inner willed power, that is inner determination which is within us, which will be us that we need to climb both climbing the Everest peak and the internal peak change you. So what happened? Not only climbing the Everest like so many people have other achievement in their life as a goal. So when you achieve that, your inner feeling that will change you, your inner achievement will change you. You will be something different after that. So like that he was saying through this chapter. So this is the summary of the chapter. Let us move on to the chapter in. So let us move on to the chapter number 5, the summit within. So before we read what we are going to learn through this chapter, Andrew Major HPS Ahluwalia, let us see a small introduction about that. So see here, Major HPS Ahluwalia was a member of the first successful Indian expedition to Mount Everest in 1965. Expedition is a group of people who used to go for mountaineering. So here he was the first, we can say that a member in the first successful expedition in that group when they have achieved the climbing of Mount Everest in 1965. And how did he feel? We are going to see in this chapter that how his feeling was when he stood on the highest point in the world. That is, according to him, it was the highest point which he traveled, and then what his feeling was when he climbed that mountain. So let us hear his story in his words. So let us see this chapter in his own words, how he has expressed his feelings and emotions through this chapter. So climbing the summit, and then the more difficult task of climbing the summit within. So how he has climbed the summit, the top of the hill or a mountain, and what was the difficult task which he has overgone, we can say, which he has overcome through the summit within. So whatever he obstacles, everything, whatever he has overcome that, and everything we are going through this chapter. So let us move on to the chapter. See that of all the emotions which surged which means come suddenly, which came suddenly through me, it is HPS Ahluwalia, and as I stood on the summit of Everest, when he was standing, when he was achieved that climbing of Mount Everest and standing on the top of that mountain, and his emotions all came suddenly in one time that he was not able to express in words, and looking over miles of panorama below us. That means panorama, which means a wide area, we can say. Wide area which he could see by standing on the top of that mountain, and he could see below that a wide panorama which was majestic, which was impressive, we can say. And the dominant one, I think, was humility. The dominant one which was controlling him by achieving that, it was his humbleness. He was very humbleness, kind and calm, that he was not expressing overwhelming joy on that time. He was just standing, and he was innerly happiness he was getting. He was just standing and just looking over the wide area, and he was internally very much happy. And what it was dominant himself, that it was humility. It is his humbleness that it was very much calm on that time, without showing his admire, proud when he was standing there, and he was saying that the physical in me seemed to say thank God. So when we achieve something, yes, thank God I have achieved. Like that, when you say, when you achieve something with a great pressure, with a very hard work, when you have achieved and you have had a success on that, you will say thank God. And not only you will thank God, you will say to thanks to your parents and everything who have helped you. At the same time, you will say thank God who have cleared my path like that. So here the same way Major HPS Ahluwalia is also thanking the God by showing his physical exhaustion over there. And what he was saying, however, instead of showing my proudness, what he was thinking is that was a tinge of sadness. That means instead of showing his proudness, what he was saying over there, he was feeling little bit sad about that when he felt like that. So what he was saying, was it because I had already done the ultimate in climbing. He was saying on that time, I have completed my biggest task in my life, that I have climbed the Mount Everest. And there would be nothing now. So what, according to him, when he was standing on the mountain, on the top of the mountain, he was saying that now I have done the ultimate, that is the highest point I have completed in my life, and there would be nothing to achieve anymore now, because I could see higher to climb and all roads hereafter would lead down. I could see that all the roads and everything are down to me. And I am on the top of the mountain, so I am feeling very much proud about himself, and he was thinking that there is no other summit to achieve. Like that he was thinking, so that he felt sad about that, what he has thought about when he was standing on that mountain. So I hope till here you have understood. Let us move on to the next paragraph. Yes, by climbing the summit of Everest, you are overwhelmed. That is, here you can see, by climbing the summit of Everest, you are overwhelmed by a deep sense of joy. That is, he was very much happy by climbing that mountain, and he was overwhelmed with joy and thankfulness. At the same time, he was thankfulness to everyone who had helped him to achieve that. And we were saying that it is a joy which lasts a lifetime. So he was saying that it was an achievement which will last for a lifetime. In my lifetime, I will not forget such an achievement in my life. So you also, when you achieve something for the first time, you will not forget in your life, and that I have achieved my first award winning on that time. Like that you will feel that achievement. You cannot, we can say that you cannot imagine also that you have achieved something. On that time, your feeling and sense will be different. So at the same time, here this person is also saying that that was the highest thing which I have done, and it will not be forget from me, and it will last for his lifetime. And the experiences changes you completely. The experiences which we get to learn something, which we achieve something. For achieving something, when we learn something, experience something, when you achieve that, and after that achievement, that will change yourself. That will change you to do something else in a better way. So that is what here he want to say, that after achieving that, your behavior, your sense of feeling, emotions, everything will be different when you achieve a top of a hill or a mountain, or any goal you want to achieve. Yes. So here the man who has been to the mountains is never the same again. The man who has went to the mountain is not the same again. There are so many other people, those who have completed this task. And as I look back at life after climbing Everest, I cannot help remarking about the other summit. So what happened? According to him, he is saying that I cannot remark any other summit which was being achieved by me. I cannot think of that. Like that he was saying. And the summit of the mind, no less formidable and no easier to climb. And it is not easier to climb such a summit. Because you can see here, when we achieve something in a we can say that with our passion, so that we cannot. So here, the summit of the mind, no less formidable and no easier to climb. So here saying whether he has achieved the summit. But at the same time, what he was saying, the mind is summit, the mind which we think, is that it will say that it has to achieve some more thing. It is not easier to climb. So we have achieved one thing, we may achieve something that today we have achieved after a very great hard work, we have achieved something. But after some time what our mind will think, we have to achieve some more thing in our life. So that summit is never ending and we will not climb that summit very easily. So that is what we want to say through this chapter. See, I hope you have understood till here. Now let us move on to the next paragraph. Even when getting down from the summit, when he was getting down from the summit, once the physical exhaustion had gone. After coming down from the summit, his physical exhaustion has gone. His physical tiredness, everything went down. But I began asking myself the questions. There are so many questions which arised in his mind that he started to ask himself that why I had climbed Everest, why he had climbed the Mount Everest, and why did the act of reaching the summit have such a hold on my imagination. What is it made me such an imagination that I have to climb that mountain. Reaching that mountain is my goal. What made me, what an imagination came on me that I have reached, I want to reach and I want to achieve that. What it made me to do that? Yes, with every passing day, and it would become more remote. More remote means very near. We can see that it has been familiar by everyone. Why? Because, and then what would remain and what would my memories fade away slowly or what? So what he want to say here is, he was saying that it was not the achievement made by himself only. It was an achievement which was made by people before also, and it will be achieved by the people in future. So it is not only me I have climbed the Mount Everest. So what would my memories will be? It will remain. Whatever achievements I have made, which was in the memories of the people, will be remained by myself also or the people, or it will fade away slowly. Like that he started to ask so many questions to himself. And to this also he has a very particular answer for that. According to himself, he started to answer himself on his own way. To his own question, he is answering in his own way to his question in his own way. The answer to him, what he was telling. Let us do that in the next part of this chapter. I hope you have understood till here, and the question which he was asking, let us see the answer in the next part of this chapter of the video. Thank you and have a nice day.